Okay, hello everybody, and thank you so much for joining us today. And welcome to the BNC Academy, where we are training people to become entrepreneurs, to restructure their business, and to sustain their business. This is your guy, Mr. M. Dango. I'm your entrepreneurship trainer, business coach, and Mr. Tometa. And today I thought like, okay, why should I go back like a long time ago? And then, and so today I'm going to take you guys on a journey, like back in 2016 when I first met this man. I hadn't attended any other event apart from the public event. And then somebody just say, hey, Munya, let's go to this event. There's something that I want you to go and see. Then when they boom, I went there and meet Mr. Robin Banks. The lady was sitting next to me was just saying, Munya, this is you, this is you, this is you, this guy is you, this guy is you. And then I said, what do you mean? He said, this guy is you. And from that day, I just said, okay, let me do what I do best. I copied him, I did what I had to do, check the energy, and go. So, ladies and gentlemen, today on this webinar, on this live interview, I do have got the most sought after international speaker. Yeah, he used to call himself a motivational speaker, but now he is the international speaker. um, he is the mind power authority in this whole world. He's spoken very big stages in so many countries, New Zealand, Australia, Vienna, just name a few. So welcome, Mr. Robin Banks. How are you?
Mr. Dongo, I am so excited to be here with you. I'm so proud of you. I love your energy. I just said to Munya, by the way, for those of you watching, as we started, I said, I knew this was going to happen. I knew I'm going to arrive like in a t-shirt. And I said, I bet you Munya is going to be dressed to the nines. I always love the way this man carries himself with dignity and respect. Whenever I see him, he's dressed for success. And I love your energy. I love the way you have applied the mind power in your own life. And I know that it's made a massive impact in your life, and you truly do walk the talk, and you are an inspiration to so many. So it's my pleasure and my privilege to be on your show as your guest. And I think it's a tribute to your vision and how you have actually manifested your own reality. So truly my pleasure to be here with you, Munya. Thank you for having me.
Oh, Robin, I know you know this, but you might even not know this. From the day that I started to go out there and looking for people, interviewing people from all around the globe, you were on my number 2 list. If I can tell you were on my number 2 list.
Who's number one?
Sorry?
Who's number one? Tony Robbins? Who's number one?
Never mind about that. Never mind about
He's not going to tell us. Okay, I like it. I like it. Keep it private. I like it.
Oh my goodness. You're one of those people, but I was contemplating, how can I get this person on my show? And boom, I manifested you.
Thoughts are real forces. You know that.
Oh yes, yeah. Thoughts are really real forces. Okay. So Mr. Robin Banks, right? Allow me to ask you a question that you might think like, okay, this is ridiculous, Munya. Can you tell me a bit about yourself? Can you please tell us a bit about yourself? Who is Robin Banks? We just see this Robin Banks on the stage, but we really don't know who is this Robin Banks.
Okay.
Can you tell us about it?
Well, very happy to share with you. I'm actually a simple man. What you see is what you get. I think people often try and idolize me and put me on a pedestal, and I'm not interested in being on a pedestal because it's easy to fall off. So I am just an ordinary, real guy who has a passion to transform people's lives. That's what really drives me. My mission in life, I think everybody needs to have a clear mission statement, and my mission statement is to transform global consciousness by creating a world of powerful self-expression. So what that means is, what I'm about is inspiring people to be their true selves, to be magnificent, radiant beings of light. I see you've got a beautiful piece behind your head there. The mantra, I am brilliant, I'm bright, I'm a radiant being of light.
Yes.
I'm a peak performer, I'm a dynamic life transformer. And the funny thing is, Munya, when I first created that affirmation, I was creating it for myself. and John DiMartini, who I'm sure you'd know, and probably many of your listeners know, beautiful man, very good speaker, and a great contributor to this planet as well, said to me when someone asked me about that affirmation, and when I shared it with him, shared it with my friend John DiMartini, said, "Could you say that again?" So I shared it, and he says, "You need to share that with the world." He got me to share it with the audience, and then he says, "You need everybody." So I said to him, "Oh, but I said I created it for me." He says, "Why? We can't all be? Are we not all magnificent, radiant beings of light? Are not all brilliant, bright?" And I suddenly thought, "Wow, how amazing!" And the kids love that, because the truth of the matter is, no matter who you are is you're a magnificent, radiant being of light.
Oh
That
yeah.
you're a spiritual being having a human experience. So, who Robin Banks is in a short nutshell: I grew up in Riverine, South Africa, in Johannesburg, small little colored township. My background is half English and half Zulu. My one side of my family is Banks. That's why I'm Robin Banks. It's very British. But I'm also Msimang, which is Zulu. I spent the first 18 years of my life in Johannesburg. I went to live in the States for 2 years, which was very good for me, because I think my confidence grew. And for the first time, people celebrated my energy. I am larger than life. I'm over the top. I'm loud. And that kind of worked better in the American setting, where people celebrated my larger than life energy. And it was at that stage, actually, Munya, that I decided that I want to be a catalyst for other people to recognize their own greatness. My vision was born at the age of 20, that I think I'm here to help raise consciousness on this planet, and that's what I'm about. And in this time of challenge, that's more important than ever. I came back to South Africa, did youth leadership work for a long time with a program called the Rally Project. And that's where I realized I had a natural ability to speak and to teach and to present. And then I started doing adult workshops at the age of 28, I think. And at the age of 30, I did my first talk, actually.
Okay.
And I remember they paid me 200 Rand uh, to do a talk for about 20 people. And it actually has just started from there, and it grew from there. And so what you see now with the thousands of people on stage and online really started as a thought. It started as a dream. It started small, which is exactly what's happening in your case. And I'm watching your own personal trajectory. Most people think it just is always an easy ride. I want all of you to know the journey to success is a rocky road.
Oh
It's
yeah.
not a smooth road, but it is a worthwhile journey.
Yeah.
And no matter where you get to, even as Nelson Mandela said in his book Long Walk to Freedom, no matter how high you climb the mountain, there's always going to be higher peaks to climb, which is actually wonderful. But just remember to take the time, as he said in the book, to sit back and look at where you've come, look at the
Oh yeah.
journey, and celebrate your victories. So I'm just an ordinary guy, and I mean that sincerely. I think people often meet me and they expect that spending time with me, like, and it's like, we're all ordinary people. We are
Yeah.
all special. We are all unique. We are all beautiful. We are all magnificent, radiant beings of light. And my desire is just to bring that out in people. So, yeah, that's a short little introduction. Well, I think it's short. Maybe it was long.
Robin, you might actually think that you created this affirmation for yourself, but you really don't know how did this affirmation did to me. Because from the day I started listening to you and attending to all of your free seminars, because at first time I couldn't afford one of your summit of your course, so I had to attend every day of your free summit. You know, all those free, I had to be there every day and learning and learning. Right now, ask me, how are you? I'm bright, I'm brilliant, I'm a radiant being of light, I'm an outstanding peak
Oh,
performer, I'm a dynamic life transformer. Oh yeah. So tell me something about how did you know how powerful your mind can actually change your life and your business? How did you discover that? How did you discover that?
look, I will say to you, Munya, that generally speaking, I've always been a positive person. And by the way, I strongly suspect that anybody who's watching this interview is, even if they think they're not, the fact that you're watching this interview shows that there is an aspect of yourself that is geared towards looking for the light, looking for what is positive, looking for what is brilliant, looking for what is bright. So for me, My true journey around understanding the power of my thoughts was when I read the book Mind Power in 1996. A girlfriend gave me a copy, and she said to me, "You're a very positive person. I think you'll really enjoy reading this guy's book." And at the time, I used to be a lazy reader, and I was like, "Oh, isn't there a movie? Do I have to read the book?" But I absolutely loved it. I gobbled it up. It's a beautiful book. It's got big words, short chapters, and but more importantly, I started actually practicing what the book taught me to do. I didn't just read it, I applied it. And I started seeing that as a result of actually applying the techniques, I started seeing the change. And then I did the course like you did with my mentor, John Keogh, in May 1999. And one of the exercises, I'll let you guys in on a secret. One of the exercises we teach people is several times during the course of the day, just stop and ask yourself, what am I thinking about right now?
Mhm.
And I'll never forget, Munya, when I first started doing that, I was amazed to realize how much rubbish I thought. And I was a positive person. And I couldn't believe I was thinking either I was thinking absolute rubbish that actually had no impact on anything, or I was thinking negative thoughts. I did have positive thoughts. I liked some of my thoughts, but I realized that my predominant way of thinking wasn't serving me. My predominant way of thinking was actually holding me back. So I had to then change the trajectory of my thinking. And so when I did that in May 1999, within a month, my business quadrupled in revenue. My business changed, and the reason I share that story with people is not to impress you, but to impress upon you that your ability to change your circumstances lies with your thoughts, lies inside you. So I think, Munya, you're a testament to that. Looking at your trajectory and how much things have changed for you, and while, as we said earlier, it's not a smooth road, it's got its ups and its downs. It's worthwhile, but
Yeah.
success begins inside you. Success begins with your thoughts. It begins with your feelings. It begins with your
Yeah.
attitude. It begins with your belief systems. Success isn't something that happens to you. Success is something that happens through you.
Yeah.
And so if you can learn to master yourself, Socrates, there's an old saying that most of you will know, uh, said, know thyself. Because the truth of the matter is, most of us don't really know ourselves. We don't take time to study who we are. We don't study who we are being. We don't take
Yeah.
time to become conscious of, of, um, of what is the energy we are putting out into our lives. So when I started being conscious of what was happening inside me, the world outside me started to change. So I really, if that's anything anyone takes away from this session, I just want you to know success begins inside you. So
Yeah.
my journey started, look, a long time ago, but I really think the mind power process kickstarted it for me.
Wow. I love that you say that the success starts inside. Regardless of how positive you might think, like, oh, I'm positive. You might be positive on wrong things. You might just being on the wrong side, thinking that you are on the right side. Yeah. Oh, wow. That's so amazing. So how can my yeah, so how can my mind affect my bank balance? Talking to your story of 20 rand, I love that story every time. So that at the end of the month you always have 20 rand in your account, regardless of the increased balance, the increased salary, whatsoever. So how can the mindset affect your bank balance?
Yeah. So, well, uh, there's a saying that goes, your net worth is determined by your self worth. So, how you feel about yourself
Okay.
is very, and your relationship with money starts with your thoughts about money and your beliefs about money. So the one analogy I like to share with people, and you may have shared it with them already, but just a reminder that your mind is like a garden of rich
Oh
fertile
yeah.
soil. Any seed that you seed into rich fertile soil, if you nourish and care for the seed, what happens is it grows. And the soil doesn't care what seeds you sow. The soil doesn't care whether you think success, failure, happiness, misery, abundance, poverty. The soil will produce whatever seeds you sow. So the number one job you need you need to do is you need to feed your mind the thoughts that you want it to think.
Oh
And
yeah.
unfortunately, when it comes to money, Munya, most of our thinking, we've been conditioned by our upbringing, by our parents, by our society, to have negative beliefs about money.
Oh yeah.
And you cannot attract something into your life if you have a negative vibration around it. So
Mm-hmm.
think of yourself as a magnet. I always say to people, think of yourself as a magnet. You are literally like a magnet in the sense that whatever energy you are putting out determines what you are getting back. So for example, when you're having a good day, everything goes well. I mean, when you're in love, the whole world is amazing because you're in love. You know, you come outside and someone's like, oh no, there's a storm brewing. It's raining outside the window. Oh, I love the rain. Oh, so romantic and so
Mm.
cozy. But your car, someone smashed your car. Ah, it's material stuff. Love. Because when you're in love, nothing gets you down. It doesn't mean things don't happen. It just
Yeah.
means that things happen. They don't control you because what's controlling you is this feeling inside of love.
Mm.
And the exact opposite is true. Have you noticed when you're having a bad day, like just everything goes wrong because inside you feel so
Yeah.
irritated with your mother-in-law and your boss and the government, and what you don't realize is that by putting out that feeling, the more you feed the
Mm.
feeling, I call it feeding the beast. The more you feed the beast negative energy, the more it grows, and the more you attract
Yeah.
negative stuff into your life. So coming to how we bring this into the money situation, what Munya is referring to is that um, for the longest time, I struggled with money. I'd get to the end of the month with more month at the end of the money. You know, that's not, and I'm sure some of you can relate. And that's
Yeah.
not a nice feeling. And I was just sick and tired of being broke. And I always thought the reason I don't have enough money is because the economy is bad, or because the government isn't taking too much of my money, or my boss isn't paying. And so what victims do is they blame other people. And then when
Yeah.
I did the mind power course, I discovered what's really stopping me from having money is my mind. And so, I mean, every month I used to get to the end of the month with just 20 Rand left in my bank account. And I'd be like, and I thought it's my boss. My
Yeah.
boss isn't paying me enough money. And then I got a promotion with 1,000 Rand a month increase. Now, one would think that when you get 1,000 Rand a month increase, at the end of the month, you should have 1,020 in your bank account.
Yeah.
Guess what? At the end of the month, 20 Rand. And I'm like, but I've got an increase of 1,000 Rand. How do I still struggle with money? And then I realized no matter how much you earn, unless you change your beliefs and your relationship to money, it'll never be enough.
Oh yes.
So I needed to change my beliefs about money. I needed to change my relationship with money. And so
Mm.
I started questioning my beliefs around money. And I suddenly realized, oh my goodness, I had so many negative beliefs about money. My relationship with money was a negative relationship. So my
Yeah.
energy vibration with money was negative. And remember, if you have a negative vibration, whatever you put out, you're going to attract. You're going to keep attracting that vibrational frequency.
Mm-hmm.
So I started questioning my beliefs around money. Like, you know, that belief, money can't buy you happiness. And I used to say that all the time. And is it true? Yes. True. No, 100%. Money can't buy you happiness. I know rich people who are miserable, but I know poor people who are miserable.
Yeah.
Ooh. I know rich people who are happy, but I know poor people who are also happy.
Yeah.
Ooh. Money and happiness have got nothing to do with each other. So why do we keep saying
Yeah.
money can't buy you happiness? Because when you say that, what you do is you make money the bad guy.
Yeah.
Money's not the bad guy. Money's just money. That's like saying this book is terrible. All money is a piece of paper. So how
Yeah.
can money be evil? Money's just a piece of paper. Your relationship to money is what needs to change. So yes, money can't buy you happiness, but neither does poverty.
Yeah.
And at least you can arrive at your problems in style. Now, I want to tell you, Munya, I have lived as a poor guy and I've lived as a rich guy. I'll definitely tell you, I prefer having money. It makes life a little bit easier. So if I had to choose, would I like to be poor and happy or rich and happy? I'll take number two. Give me rich and
Yeah.
happy, because rich and happy means that I can be happy and I can enjoy my life and I can make a difference in other people's lives. I can add value. So one of my favorite quotes is that from my mentor, John Keel: your success helps lots of people. Your failure
Yeah.
helps no one. So to give the listeners just a quick hint, what do you keep saying to yourself about money? Every month by the middle of the month, I'm broke. Every month by the middle of the month, I'm broke. Every month by the middle of the month, I'm broke. You've been telling yourself for years, I just don't have enough money. I just don't have enough money. Every month by the middle of the month, I'm broke. Now, the more you keep telling yourself every month by the middle of the month, I'm broke, guess what you're going to believe? Every month by the middle of the month, you're broke. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to be broke. Say, look, I told you. So you keep recreating the self-fulfilling prophecy. So you can't change your brokenness until you change your beliefs about money. Now, in the beginning, it's going to be weird because you're going to be telling yourself stuff that isn't true. Like money flows to me in oceans of abundance. Like I say that a lot.
Yes.
And I remember when I first started saying that, I was like, I was so freaking broke. And I'm telling myself, money flows in oceans of abundance. I am always in the right place at the right time. I am tremendously successful. And here I am saying this stuff, driving in a Volkswagen Beetle with a leaking roof. But the thing you need to get is you don't plant the seeds today and expect a tree to grow tomorrow. So listening to this interview between Munya and I hope gives you inspiration. I hope it gives you motivation. It will not give you transformation. The only thing that gives you transformation is application. You need to work on your beliefs around money. And that's why, as you know, Munya, I ask people to come and study with me for 3 months. Don't just listen to me speak about Mindfire, because motivation is temporary.
Oh, yes.
But if you can learn to reprogram your mind, that's permanent. Transformation is permanent.
Wow. Transformation is permanent. That's why they say that motivation, you need it every day like a bath. But transformation and inspiration, it's going to be, and transformation is permanent. Yeah. So do you think the way we were brought up with all these beliefs about money, about relationship, about our economy, do you think it can help us if we keep on believing the same way? Do you think it can help us, or it can actually give us a different a result or whatsoever if we don't reprogram our mind?
Absolutely not. If I'm sure you know the definition of insanity. What's it called? Do you know what it is? The definition of insanity? Come on, you know it. Tell them, for those who don't know.
Doing the same thing every day and expecting different results.
Yeah. If you keep doing what you did, you'll keep getting what you got.
Yeah.
So what most people do is they keep doing the same stuff.
Yeah.
They keep but they want a different result, not getting that the only reason you get the same result is because of what you keep doing. So what we need to all do is go back and question our beliefs about everything, not just money, relationships, your physical weight. Some people say, I just can't seem to lose weight. Yeah, well, you've been telling yourself that for years. I just can't, no matter what I do, I just can't seem to lose weight. I've done so many programs, I can't seem to lose weight. Well, your self-image, the image you have of yourself is somebody who can't lose weight. So no matter what you do, you won't lose weight until you first change the self-image. So what I teach people to do in Mind Power is if you want to change your physical body, you first have to change your image of who you see yourself to be. If you want to change your relationships, you're going to change your imagination of what you think relationships are, because most people think relationships are hard, or because all my relationships have been hard in the past, they're just going to continue to be hard. Of course, because your mind has to make you right. It can't make you wrong. But what you have to do is you realize you're not your mind. And now this is a big thing for people to get. Most people think, but am I not the person thinking all the time? No, that's the voice in the head. You should be controlling the voice. You should be telling the voice, this is what I want you to think about. So, but here's the tricky part, Munye. This is where the work comes. And I know from having done the course, you know this.
Yeah.
Before you can install, if you are operating in 2020, and your operating system is Windows 95. Will you agree with me that makes for a very slow experience?
Yeah.
You can't have Windows 95 as your operating system in 2020.
Yeah.
You'll be suffering.
You're suffering.
But if you want to operate effectively, you need to first uninstall Windows 95 before you can install whatever it's called these days. It's not Windows 2020, but let's just call it Windows 2020. Before you can install programming, you first have to uninstall the old programming. So in the exact same way, before you can create a new belief system, you need to go and weed out, uninstall the old programming. Take out the weeds Then you sow new seeds, because you can't sow seeds into a garden that's full of weeds. It's not going to grow. First, you're going to take out the old weeds, then you sow new seeds. So in the exact same way, what I want to teach people to do, it's a journey.
Yeah.
It's not overnight. It's not just, zim salabims pazam. You actually need to be prepared to do the work. And yes,
Yeah.
there is an investment involved. Those of you who want to come and study with me, there is an investment involved,
Yeah.
but it's a guaranteed result.
Yeah.
I guarantee you change. There's no way you can work out in the gym for 30 minutes a day for 30 days in a row without radically changing your life. In the same
Very
way,
true.
there's no way you can work out in your mind for 30 minutes a day for 30 days in a row without radically changing your life. But radical change requires radical discipline. So that's why I was saying to you, transformation is a journey. It
Is
is
that
not,
change?
it is not a one-stop shop. It is not, I mean, I've been on the journey of personal transformation since the age of 18. I'm 50 years old. That's 32 years I've been doing this. And what if I told you that no matter how much I do, there's always more. There's always
Yeah.
another level. And it's what I love. Tony Robbins calls it KNI, constant and never-ending improvement.
Oh
That you
wow.
have to constantly say, okay, so how do I, the trick is enjoy being where you are, because you don't want to always be feeling like I need to be better, I'm not good enough. It's not I'm not good enough. It's like, oh, I'm amazing. And how can I be even more amazing? How can I up my game? How can I be constantly and never ending on the journey of constant and never ending improvement? So it's a process, it's a journey. And the most important thing I just want to say in closing this piece is you have to take out the old programming. This is not to make your parents wrong. This is not to make your teachers wrong. They did the best they could. And I'm not criticizing them. I'm just saying you need to start questioning, is what you believe true? Is what you
Yeah.
believe about money true? Relationships true? Is what you believe about yourself true? Black people, white people, Indian. I mean, racism. My thing with racism is I don't judge people who are racist. And
Yeah.
sometimes my friends go, but that person's so racist. That's what they were conditioned to be.
Yeah.
So I actually don't feel bad towards them because I don't want to put out that energy. I feel sorry for them because if they realized that I'm such a nice guy, they'd want to take this colored boyki home with them. And so what I'm getting at is we need to realize that people are the conditions of their programming.
Oh yes.
Who they are, just like you and me, they are magnificent, radiant beings of light. And even if
Yeah.
they don't see the light inside them, I see it in them,
Mhm.
because that's what I want to bring out in them. So part of the secret to helping people transform their lives is to see them as they are, and then see them as better than they are, and invite them to live up to the vision of what an amazing life would be like for them. So so that they can actually see that if you could see how amazing you really are. I
Yeah.
mean, you were born. What if I told you you were born magnificent? You don't even have to try and become magnificent. You already are magnificent. All you have to do is be the brilliant, bright, radiant being of light that you are. Let your light shine through you, and it's already there. All you have to do is uncover all this stuff.
Wow, wow. Everything is already there. You just need to get inside and control it. You have got the remote control of controlling everything,
That
And I love your talk about the key. Yes, yeah. I love your example about the key, and also the fact that you always give us a key. You are the one who is in control of everything. You can open the door, you can close the door. Same as also in your mind, you can open to entertain or whatever thought that you want. Yeah, and it's actually a law, right? Yeah, it's actually a law. Yeah, and also
and here's the thing: you can't always control what's going to happen to you. So
yeah.
it's okay. Bad things happen to good people. Good things happen to bad people. Like people always go, "Why is this happening to me?" Because God doesn't love you. No.
Yeah.
Well, good things happen to all people. Bad things happen to all people. So you can't always control what's going to happen. But as you so beautifully said, Munya, you can control how you respond. You can choose which channel you want to watch. You
Yeah.
can choose to go, okay, right now I'm watching the channel of how hopeless I am and how I hate my life. Actually, I don't want to watch this channel. I'd like to watch channel 6 about how blessed I am and how thankful I am.
Oh,
So you
yeah.
can't control what's happening, but you can always control how you respond. You can control the story you make up in your head. You know,
Very,
you're
very
gonna,
true. Very, very true, Robin. Very, very. So, and one of the listener, you actually, you kind of like answered the next question. That was asked by one of my student. He said, please ask for me to Mr. Robin and say, Mr. Robin Banks, as you know that you are the mind power expert, do you sometimes get stressed or angry? If yes, what's your thoughts about yourself, knowing that I am the mind power expert, but I'm also getting stressed, I'm also getting angry. So how do you deal with it?
what a great question. I want to thank whoever asked that question, because the one thing people always say to me is, geez, Robin, you're probably always positive. And I always say to people, nobody's always positive. And I really want you guys to know this.
Mm.
There is nobody who is always positive. Everybody has a bad day now and then. I had a bad day in March last year. And, no, I'm joking. But what I'm saying is, it's okay to have a bad day now and then.
Mm.
What you don't want to do is you don't want to make a campsite. Now, what some people do is they have a
Yeah.
bad day, they build a campsite and they make the camp, and then they start creating more and more tents. And before you know, it's a whole community of how my life sucks. So we're all going to go through ups and downs. We are in a time of crisis on the planet.
Oh, yeah.
The coronavirus pandemic has changed the world forever. It will never be the same.
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. It could actually be a good thing. But let's be clear. Like people say, when are we going to get back to normal? As you know, there's now called the new normal. That's not normal. That was what we called normal. There's a new way of being. And so the quicker you accept that, the quicker you realize that, the quicker you adjust to it, the more you're going to be able to actually take advantage of it. So to answer the question, do I have bad days? Yes, absolutely. How do I come through my bad days? Well, a number of things. Number one, surround yourself with people
Oh, yeah.
who have the right vibrational frequency, people who will support you when you're having a tough time. So I'm very fortunate to have a team who share the same principles. They understand the same techniques. So when I'm not doing great, which I do have days, my team will say, yeah, but Rob, let's just hold the vision and just remember such and such and such. And you're such a blessing to so many people. Da, 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 da. So surround yourself with people who will help you hold a higher perspective. That's number one. Number two, and this is probably the most important one, consciously focus, especially when you're not feeling good. Now, it's easy to do this when you're feeling good, but especially when you're not doing well, consciously focus on gratitude. Now, you know this. I'm not saying anything that you don't know.
Yeah.
You all know this, but knowing what to do and doing what you know are two different things.
Yeah.
So what will I literally do? I'll literally think about what I've achieved in my life and what I'm thankful for. Literally today, I was standing outside. I've built an outdoor shower, and it's, as you know, it's so nice and warm at the moment. So this morning I had an outdoor shower, and I'm looking at the trees and the jacarandas. Aren't they gorgeous at the moment, Munya? We are in a sea of purple. For those of you who are not in South Africa, we're in the area where Munya and I are right now. There's just these beautiful big jacaranda trees. And it's spring. And I just take a moment to breathe in the beauty around me. And then I'll think about what I am grateful for and how blessed I am to have the relationship, that I've got my health, that I've got my strength. So literally focus on gratitude, make it a habit. And then regarding whatever you are, and I said this earlier, but I'm going to say it again, whatever is bringing you down, see it as it is. Don't deny the facts. Don't say, oh, everything's okay. No, actually, yeah, this is tough. My business is really in dire straits, or my relationship is really going through change at the moment, or I'm not feeling well. Whatever the thing is that's bringing you down, Don't deny it and pretend like, oh, I'm a positive person. No, that causes cancer. Don't
Yeah.
want to deny what's going on for you. That's living in illusion. I'm not speaking
Yeah.
about, just saying positive affirmations and I am brilliant, I am bright, when actually you're feeling like shit.
Yeah.
Admit it. See it as it is. Right now, the world has changed. It's affected my business, whatever the case may be. And then what you do, see it better than it is. Okay, so, all right, so this is the way it is. How would I like it to be? And then
Oh, yeah.
start taking whatever little actions you can to make the difference, to make the change.
Yeah.
Because once you have the vision of where you want to be, the vision will inspire you with what's possible. And then the next thing is, okay, so what can I do today to make that vision happen tomorrow? So
Oh,
there
yeah.
are a number of different things. And it's not just, I'm really just sharing with you a few little tips. But the main thing I do is the time for you to do your mind power practice is when you're actually most down. That's the time you need it most. The funny thing is that's the time people do it least.
Yeah.
What most people start doing is they start drinking alcohol. And the worst time, I enjoy alcohol. This is not a judgment against alcohol. I enjoy having a whiskey, now and then. I enjoy a glass of wine. I'm not a big drinker, but I enjoy wine. People say, Rob, so you don't drink alcohol? No, I enjoy a drink. I just don't drink a lot. But here's my point. Some people drink when they're feeling down.
Yeah.
What do you think, Munya? Does that make them feel better or worse?
It makes them worse. Yeah, because they're actually thinking like, okay, maybe alcohol is going to do a quick fix. There's no quick fix about that because you become miserable, you become like something else. Yeah,
It just drops your vibration. So here's what I'd say. Go for a run. Do some
Yeah,
exercise. Do some deep breathing.
yeah,
Change your physical state. One of the quickest ways to change how you're feeling, stand tall, like literally stand tall. And
yeah.
actually open your shoulders. Nod your head, hold your head up high. You're feeling like shit. Yep, this is shit. Boy, this is tough. Put a silly grin on your face. Holy shit. Woo! Things are tough. Can you already feel that even though I'm doing this jokingly, just standing like this,
Yeah.
science has literally proven that if you can stand tall for 2 minutes, take deep breaths, put a smile on your face, it literally changes the biochemistry running through your body.
Oh,
So
yeah.
don't drink the chemicals, create the chemicals. Create them inside. Go for a workout.
Okay.
Get your body moving. Now, I'm not saying it's going to work instantly,
Yeah.
but I promise you it's going to be better than going for the drink or going for whatever's going to switch you off.
Yeah.
And as I said earlier,
Wow.
surround yourself with people who will hold you to a higher standard. Surround yourself with people who will help support you when you're feeling down. And if you don't have them, do what you're doing right now. Listen to inspirational material. Go onto YouTube. Find whatever it is that you can. Stop watching days of other people's lives and start saying, what am I doing about mine? So yeah, it's a great question. And I do feel down and I do have tough days. And I think it's important that people know that. And why I want you to know that is when you see that, that doesn't make me less than, it just shows you that actually you're a human. So it's human to have tough days. Absolutely. We are going through a time. We are all going to have good days and bad days. And we need to learn to manage ourselves. That's the key to our success.
Wow, that's great. And also, the next one, in one sentence or just one word or whatsoever. Yes, what? What is it? What is actually the one thing that you can say that, okay, this is the one thing that I did that changed everything for me.
Yo.
One thing.
The one thing.
Yes, one thing that you did that changed everything. It might be one decision. It might be one exercise or what. No.
I got it. Look, I just first of all want to say it's a tough question because change happens in increments. But if you had to ask me to select the one thing, it's obvious. I'll never forget when I went to see John Keogh doing his Mind Power introductory talk, and I'd read his book 10 times, and I was like, I said to my girlfriend, I'm doing his course. I'm doing his course. And I was earning 5,000 rand a month at the time, and then towards the end of the talk, he said, "So those of you who'd like to join me, the cost of the course is 2,500 rand." This is like 20 something years ago, and I looked at my girlfriend and went, "Oh shit." I mean, I was bad. I didn't have enough money to get through the 5,000 didn't get me through one. And now he wants half. No. And so the best. So I borrowed money from my parents. I did the course. So to answer it in one sentence, I did the Mind Power course. It's the thing that changed my life instantly.
That's
One sentence. What's the one thing? Mind power.
mind power. Same also on my side. What's the one thing that changed almost everything of my life and everything? You know, mind power played a very big role in my life because if there was no mind power, I don't think I was supposed to be where I am right now, Robin. I am telling you, from the community to the course to the exercise, and you know, it demands work, right? So getting up in the morning, sitting down, closing your eyes and doing this, you know, sometimes it sounded weird on my side, on myself, because my brain was just saying, hey, what the hell are you doing? You know, we don't know these things, but you know, but it channeled me, it put me in the right state. And if I can tell you that after soon after the weekend, you know, a month after that weekend, you know, things went bad for me. And but in those bad things, guess what? I was not saying, okay, I think right now my mind is trying to tell me something here. So let me rebrand, refocus, and re-ask myself exactly what is it that I want. And guess what? This Munya was born after that, you know. So I am telling you, mind power really worked for me. It can work for you. It worked for Robin. So it can work for anyone.
This Munya was born. I like that.
Yes, I am telling. I am not just telling this story for the sake of I do have Robin Banks. No, no, no. I'm telling you, this really happened to me. That's why he's still here.
This Munya.
Okay. Yeah. So tell me something. Since okay. So right now I'm now with I'm kind of like I'm gonna go in your business, but you can also tell us what is it that is happening right now. How are you reaching out to people, and do we have anything that is coming soon and sort of stuff, right? Yeah, so do you have any seminars that you are doing right now? We know that yeah, we are not in the new normal. Yeah, so yeah, so do you have any
No, the
seminars that
benefit.
you are doing and sort of stuff?
As I said to you guys, while there are things the old way is obsolete. We're never going to go back to that. There's a
Yeah.
new normal, as you said, and I even said to you that might not be a bad thing. Well, in my business, it's actually turned into a really good thing, because initially when we went into lockdown, and in South Africa we were told you can't have more than 50 people at a gathering. Now my seminars have thousands, and I was just like, oh boy, there's the end of my business. And I did, to answer the previous question, go into a time of feeling depressed,
Mm.
because suddenly the rug was ripped out from under my feet. So it was tough. But now, how cool is this? Because now I get to do online seminars.
Mm-hmm.
And the cool thing is I have people from all over the world, so I can transform global
Global
consciousness
consciousness.
from
Wow.
from right here where I'm standing. This is where it can happen. So I now do online webinars. I think there's another one coming up very soon, but people can go to my website, robinbanks.co.za.
Yeah.
Robin, Y is a girl. I is a guy. So robinbanks.co.za. I think there's one on Wednesday, the 28th of October
Yeah.
at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's a 2-hour webinar where I will introduce people to the Mind Power principles. It's a great session where I will cover tools and techniques that you can use to bring about the desired change, and it's free. It's absolutely free. It's open to in fact, the more people, the merrier. So I always say to people, please share it with all your friends and family, because it's a free seminar and it's something that you can do just to take this journey further. And so I can give you some tools and techniques to make it happen.
Wow. So the link, you actually gonna get it down there. You actually gonna get it down there. And I am telling that this 2 hour, the 2 hour webinar, I used to attend it as a 4 hour night session because Robin will be dancing, he'll be crawling, he'll be doing everything. Yeah, he'll be doing everything. So and the other one that I used to attend every day, Tuesday to Friday, every day, that free one. So thank you so much, Robin, for also doing that. And I know the other one that's coming is coming right. It's coming in next Wednesday. Yeah, that's where we are going to be having it. Please register on that link that is in the description right away. That you can add it. It's free. It's completely free. So Robin, I'm gonna do something here. I'm just gonna ask you something. What do you say about me from the person you know me from 2016, the person I am right now? What do you think?
Well, look, to be honest with you, I don't remember the person from 2016 because I didn't notice you. But I mean, as you come up over the years, it became impossible not to notice you because I think you're someone who walks your talk. I do think you, and by the way, for those of you who don't know Munya, he is a person who does radiate positive energy. This is not a show. This is who he is. It's his natural way of being. And I think what I'm inspired by is how you have created your own following in your own journey, and your desire to make an impact in other people's lives is the things that I'm most inspired by about you. So I really think you're someone who walks your talk. And one of my favorite things is every time I listen to one of my favorite songs, it makes me think of you.
Oh, wow.
You know which song that is?
Which one?
Umunye, Umunye.
Oh
I know
my goodness. I never thought of that.
yeah, well, I know it's Umunya and you are Munya, but I mean, it always makes me think, I wonder how Munya is. And so, honestly, what I want to say to you, Munya, is I love the person you are. I think you have a genuine interest in making a difference in people's lives. This isn't just about a business. And for me, what I want to say to all of you who are listening, um, always enter into win-win partnerships.
Yeah.
Always think about how you can add value. If you want to make more money, add more value.
Oh,
So
yeah.
what some people want to do is they don't want to add value, they just want to take from the system.
Oh,
You
yeah.
might It might work for a short period, but
Mhm.
I personally think, look, I could be wrong. There might be some people who do constantly take and they never, but I believe what goes around comes around. And what do you really want out of life? What's life? Is it just about making money? Or is it about making a difference? And
Yeah.
so one of the things I love about you is I think you're committed to making a difference. And if that's truly your legacy, that's the legacy you want to leave behind you. Because when you do pass on, and one thing I want to tell everybody, nobody's going to get out of this life alive.
Yeah.
All of us are going to go at some point. What's the legacy you're going to leave? What
Wow.
are you going to leave behind? How can you contribute and make the world better? And so, Munya, one of the things I love about you is I think you are one of the contributors. You're one of the people who are adding value. And that's why I am delighted to be on this interview with you. So I want to thank you for having me today. It's been an absolute pleasure being with your magnificent, radiant energy. And I want to wish you incredible success. May your journey to success to continue to prosper and to thrive, because I think the world needs what you have to offer.
Wow. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Robin Banks. So, you heard Robin Banks. You need to control your mind. You need to control what you are putting in, and you also to control what you surround yourself with for you to be a successful person in every area of your life. Thank you so much, Robin, for creating this time so that we can come and spend with you don't know how grateful I am from you just being here. I'm very grateful for that, and thank you so much to all of you who are listening to us. Please don't forget to attend this live webinars of Robin. Even you are watching this after Wednesday, you can still be in his database, and then you can still know what's happening next as well. Thank you so much, Robin, and thanks also to
Thank you, Mr.
Yvette
Dongo.
for making this available. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Dongo. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.